chance to hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerns. You hear some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to the
Good evening,
show.
Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you, from national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Well, good evening, everyone. Yes. Good evening, Cayman Islands. Yes, good morning, good night, and hello to all of our friends and family around the world. It is good to be back with you. And yes, we have made it. I know this sounds a little bit repetitive, but I'm quite sure everybody is excited for the weekend. And we all look forward to Fridays. It's just something spectacular. It's just something different about a Friday. But welcome one and all. Welcome to another episode of Sabrina Speaks. Yes, we're voices of the islands, conversations for the world, and the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration takes center stage. I am Sabrina, and like I said, it's good to be back with you, all you beautiful people. It's another Free Flow Friday and Open Mic Summer Edition continuation right here as we ease on into the summer and see what's going on. I put those links up. I see my content creators in bloom. They are definitely got me all here and started. But I want to say and take this opportunity, of course, at the top of the hour to say big shout out to our sponsor, Bridgepoint Immigration Consulting. They're helping families, professionals, and dreamers navigate their next steps with clarity and confidence. Next steps, that is immigration, all of your immigration needs. Definitely you can give them a call. You see the number right here. Give them a call, send them a WhatsApp, 938-1337. Book your consult today, or you can email them at bridgepoint.imm@gmail.com because they're all about trusted guidance. Bridgepoint is there. So yes, big shout out to Bridgepoint Immigration Consulting, helping you through your needs. And you can just reach out to them. It's easy, 1, 2, 3. And we want to thank them for their sponsorship. But now before we get into the news and weather and all those shout outs that I know a lot of you just jump on because, I have a good little time. We have a little fun here all the time. I'm hoping that today will be a soul-centered Friday on Sabrina Speaks. And I don't know what your week may have looked like, but if you're anything like the rest of us, have been carrying things since Monday that should have been dropped on Tuesday. Look here, Friday just has a way of exposing the truth about our exhaustion, which is why so much people are just happy for Fridays, the truth about our boundaries, the truth about people who clap for us and ones who don't. So that is why I'm calling today's show the Reset, Accountability, and Real Support. 3 conversations, hopefully, that will shape how we live, how we love, and how we show up for one another. Welcome. Yes, it's Free Flow Friday here on Sabrina Speaks. Yes, and we continue with our summer open mic edition as well, where, you know what? Once we get over the news and the weather, hey, the lines will be open. But before we get into all of that, remember, please, 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 that the views expressed by callers, guests, and online commenters are their own and not those of Bridge Media Limited, its affiliates, the Sabrina Speaks Show, or the host. This program is for general information only and not a substitute for legal, medical, financial, or professional advice. All participants are reminded to speak responsibly and respectfully. Any content that is defamatory, discriminatory, unlawful, or harmful is strictly prohibited and will not be endorsed or tolerated. Listener participation implies acceptance of this disclaimer. And the number to jump on the live, if you want to join me live here this evening, Connie, you are just like a Hamilton blender, is 345-936-8255 is the number to call. That's also the number to jump in on the WhatsApp. I'm seeing you guys through the side of my eyes, so sometimes you just can't keep a straight face because I know you guys are troublemakers, but that's what I love about this space. That is what I love about all of you who are seeing the flexibility and the fun that we can have here, despite this being a virtual live podcast that is brought to you and broadcast live from the Cayman Islands, Monday to Friday from 5 until 7. I love that vibe with a lot of you. So that number is 936-8255. It is our summer edition open mic segment as we do it here on Free Flow Fridays. We just have lots of fun, laugh at one another. I'm just waiting to hear, Connie, what he's going to say this evening, and you'll pick it up. You'll pick it up. If the brute logs on, he was very quiet yesterday, which means, and it tells me he was up to some trouble. But please make sure you continue to like, follow, and share the page with your friends so you're always notified and never missing an episode of Sabrina Speaks as we continue to build this space here one episode at a time. And trust me, we're continuing to evolve, mature, and just find who we are in liking and loving what we are becoming where our identity is concerned. Well, let's see what's happening with the weather here today. Yes, and I'm talking about the weather forecast, compliments of our friends there at the Cayman Islands National Weather Service as we take a look into tonight and tomorrow's forecast. The synopsis is calling for dry and stable conditions that are expected to dominate around the Cayman area as the surface trough drifts across the southwest Caribbean. However, the interaction with an upper level low may still maintain a possibility of showers through the morning. Expect gentle winds coupled with slight to moderate seas over the northwest Caribbean as the pressure gradient remains weak over the region. Now, radar imagery shows scattered showers in and around the Cayman area that is moving towards the northwest. For that, the forecast for tonight is calling for cloudy skies with a 20% chance of early morning showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s. Winds will be east to southeast, 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. The forecast for tomorrow is calling for cloudy skies with light haze and a 30% chance of morning showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will fall to the low 90s with a heat index of near 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east to southeast, 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. There will be a high tide this evening at 7:59, a low at 2:06 a.m., and another high tide expected at 6:54 in the morning. Sun will set at 7:03 and sun will rise tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Now, the outlook is calling for dry and stable conditions through the weekend as a dry slot moves across the Western Caribbean. There you have it. Go along and make your plans. Plan those sunset evenings if you so desire, or whatever you choose to do with your mornings and your evenings. But that is the weather forecast for tonight. Look into the weekend and definitely for tomorrow. Let's take a look at what's news is making local news here on the Sabrina Speaks platform for this Friday as we say adieu to this week of July that is just, it's just whizzing by, isn't it? Today is already 24th. Next week, we'll be saying officially goodbye because Friday is the first OMG of August. But you know what? We can go and take some little side conversations on that and what you're planning to do as we enter the end of 2026. Looking forward for 27. It is open mic. We can take this wherever we want. But before doing so, let's take a look at what's making local news for this evening. Police have confirmed additional findings following detailed search of suspicious packages recovered from a vessel intercepted off Grand Cayman on May 29th. Alongside 505 pounds of ganja, officers discovered 10 kilograms of cocaine, smaller quantities of ketamine and MDMA, as well as a firearm and assorted ammunition. Now, Commissioner Walton says that the recovery highlights the impact of major investments in law enforcement aimed at disrupting drug and firearms trafficking. Two men ages 44 and 22 have been charged with multiple importation of firearm offenses and remains in custody ahead of their next court appearance, which is scheduled for July 29th. Police are also investigating an ongoing SMS phishing scam involving suspects posing as both public and private institutions, including a new wave of the post office parcel text scam. Now, in the latest tactics, scammers send messages claiming to be from a local financial institution, warning of unusual account activity and directing recipients to click a fraudulent link. Now, clicking the link can compromise your financial information. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service says that the scam remains active and changing domain addresses and is urging the public to ignore these messages and verify any bank communication directly with their financial institution. Now, anybody who may have clicked a link is advised to contact their bank immediately and report the matter to police at 949-2222. And for just clarity, if you're thinking that this is a repeat of what we reported on earlier this week, no, this isn't. This is additional, updated, a new one is out. You can check for more details on the CMR platform news channels for full details and an article on this. So this is updated, another one. This is not a repeat. This is an additional one, a most recent scam that is in circulation right here in the Cayman Islands. And in other local news here in the Cayman Islands today, the journey to Pan Alive is officially underway as members of the UCCI Panamix Steel Pan Band departed for Toronto on Thursday to join the Cayman Islands contingent ahead of the international competition. Now, students, faculty, and supporters gathered at the airport to send them off, with the Ministry of Education and Training offering its full support. Now, Acting Chief Officer Jerome McCoy encouraged the band to carry their pride and passion of the Cayman Islands and aim for gold, while Deputy Chief Officer Elroy Brian Watler called it a proud moment for the islands. UCCI wishes the band safe travels and every success on the international stage. And that's the same from all of us here on the CMR family and the Sabrina Speaks platform. We see where recipients of the 2026 Dart Minds Inspire Award for Excellence in STEM have been announced, recognizing outstanding students across the Cayman Islands for their achievements in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, ceremonies at the CIS, Cayman Prep, St. Ignatius, CCC, and UCCI celebrated this year's honorees, including Leah Swaminathan, Sean Higgins, Jake Fagan, Lance Shing, and Mikhail Friedenby. Now, Amai Tahal and Ashley Ebanks Powell were all recipients. Now, Darts Education lead Glenda McTaggart praised the graduates for their dedication, noting STEM skills are vital to Cayman's future innovation. Now, additional awardees from government high schools will be named in October. Congratulations to all of those recipients, and we will be definitely updating you of those from our public system as well. Let's take a look at focus over what's happening regionally and international news. We start with the United States this evening because the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved new over-the-counter Tylenol combination pill designed to provide enhanced pain relief. Now, the medication pairs acetaminophen with ibuprofen, allowing consumers to access a dual action formula without a prescription for the first time. Health officials says that the approval offers an additional option for managing common pain, but remind users to follow dosage guidelines carefully to avoid potential risk associated with both ingredients. Now, the product is expected to become available on store shelves later this year. Two mothers in North Dakota are speaking out after discovering their sons were allegedly switched at birth nearly 40 years ago. The revelation came after a at-home DNA test linked the men to each other's families, prompting a lawsuit filed last week. Now, Jeremy Morrison and Kyle Bylin were the only two babies born at Unity Medical Center on January 26, 1988. The hospital, however, says it has no records from that year and denies any evidence of wrongdoing. But both families are demanding answers and an apology. They describe the experience as emotional and life-altering, calling the discovery both a blessing and a shock. OMG, what would you do if you found out you were switched at birth with the wrong family 40 years later? It is Open Mic Friday. Open Mic, Summer Edition, and Free Flow. Give me your thoughts if you found that out. OMG. Continuing with international news, we see where 3 CARICOM nations, Bahamas, Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago, are among 60 countries now facing a new wave of tariffs announced by the United States on Friday. That's earlier today. Now, the move forms part of Washington's latest trade action, targeting wide groups of nations, prompting concerns across the region about potential impacts on exports and future market access. Now, governments are reviewing the announcements as they assess how the new measures could affect their economies and ongoing trade relationships. That is definitely coming from a country, the gift that keeps on giving. And out of Jamaica, we see the Gleaners reporting that Montego Bay, Jamaica, will soon welcome another major international hotel brand as Marriott International moves ahead with plans to convert the former Catalina Montego Bay property into a 522-room all-inclusive resort. The hotel is expected to open in 2028 and is part of a wider agreement between Marriott and Spain-based Catalina Hotels and Resorts. The partnership also includes development of an autograph collection all-inclusive resort in Zambinar, signaling continued expansion in key global tourism markets. Inter-Caribbean Airways has also unveiled its latest Spirit of the Caribbean tail art, and this time honoring the natural beauty of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The new design showcases the island's lush green mountains and the crystal clear waters of the Grenadines, capturing what the airline calls the true heart and pride of the nation. Now, it marks another addition to the fleet's island theme series, with Inter-Caribbean celebrating each destination through its signature tale, art of storytelling. As we wrap up this section of Sabrina Speaks today on Friday, we take a look at the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom latest Prime Minister is highlighting a renewed focus on community-driven leadership, sharing a message from number 10 Downing Street that emphasizes putting power into the hands of people and places who know their communities best. The statement reflects ongoing efforts to shift decision-making closer to residents and strengthen regional engagements across the country. Taking a look at our business markets closing for today, global markets closed mixed today as investors reacted to easing geopolitical pressures and renewed tariff concerns. In the United States, the Dow finished slightly higher and the S&P held steady, and the Nasdaq slipped on continued weakness in tech sector. European markets, however, strengthen across the FTSE, DAX, and Euro stocks indices, while Asian markets decline, led by sharp losses in Japan and South Korea. Across the Caribbean, markets are mostly steady. Jamaica's JSE posted modest gains, and Trinidad's TTSE held flat. Barbados remained unchanged, and analysts are watching how the U.S. tariffs may affect regional trade. Brent crude settled at just $97 a barrel, easing after this week's earlier spike as energy markets continue to track Middle East tensions and shifting global demands. And as we turn our attention now in a lighter mood, and what we're talking about is sports here this evening. Let me grab that beautiful image and share here with you this evening, because we got our team Cayman that is definitely making wonders. And I'm talking about, Team Cayman made a strong and record-setting start at the Commonwealth Games swimming competition in Glasgow. Now, the UCCI Pandemics athletes were in action on day one, delivering standout performances across the board, including a new national record in the men's 4x100 freestyle relay and the SIASA record for Kyra Rabis in 400-meter freestyle. Now, the team's morning heats set the tone for an exciting opening to Cayman's champion campaign at the Games. So there we have it. Thank you so much for tuning on and jumping in on the live here this evening. That concludes our news, weather, business markets reports, and closings for today, and even touching a little bit of sports here on Sabrina Speaks as you all log on slowly but surely, looking forward for what is hoping to be a relaxing weekend for some, maybe exciting times for others. Well, you know how we do it. It's birthday shout outs before I give you those updates on what's happening in the community. As I grab those images, why not say happy birthday to everybody who is celebrating a birthday and everybody who will be celebrating a birthday over the weekend. We are wishing you all happy birthday and many, many more to come for sure. And for those of you who may be celebrating a wedding anniversary as well, we're not forgetting you either. Oh, no, we're not. Happy anniversary to both of you, to all of you celebrating anniversaries, and wishing you many, many more to come as well. Maybe you're just celebrating an accomplishment. Hey, no matter what, it's your life. Do what you want. We're celebrating it here with you as well, because that's how we roll. That's how we do it as we gather all of these images here. I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and remember those who are mourning the loss of a loved one during this difficult time. We know that it is not easy, and we just want you to know that you are not forgotten. You are in our thoughts and prayers as you navigate this difficult and challenging times. From all of us here on your Sabrina Speaks family, we just want you to know that you are remembered. Now let's take a look at our community announcements here, because it is going into the weekend. Lots to mark your calendars. But there is an update from the Customs and Border Control Services. They're advising the public that all CBC systems are now fully operational, and processing of import declarations has resumed, and customer service counters are once again, of course, during business hours, accepting payments. Now, CBC also extends its appreciation to importers and the wider community for their patience during the recent disruption. Now, for updates or any additional assistance, you are encouraged to contact the CBC Customer Service Center, and that's at 649-4579, or feel free to drop them an email at cbc.onlinesupport@gov.ky. So, yep, they're back up and running, and you know they open on Saturdays, so you can actually check them out for that. Also, the Department of Agriculture here, is advising poultry farmers that 11-week-old layers chicks remain in stock, and they are now available. Yep, there we go. And are now available at a discounted rate. Now, farmers can contact the sales office at the CI Agricultural Sales at gov.ky, or you can give them a call. That's 947-3090 or 938-2271 to arrange coop inspections and also collection. But it doesn't only end there, because they're also reminding farmers to place their orders for broiler chicks with delivery schedules for the end of August. And orders should be submitted before August 15th. And you can call them on 947-3090 or also email the sales office. So for all of our poultry people, yep, there's a percentage. You get 50% off in-stock laying chicks. Why not jump on that? And remember now, get your orders in for these broiler chicks. OMG, there's no way I could be a poultry farmer. Those little chicks are so cute. Oh my God, I would go crazy. And then you got to kill them. Oh Lord. No, couldn't do it. Anyhow, my hat goes off to all of you farmers and people who do that type of stuff. Yes, please remember, welcome home. Jackson Cover is tomorrow. That's July 25th at 10 o'clock. Friends and family are encouraged to go out to the Owen Roberts International Airport to give a roaring welcome back to Jackson Cover, who's made huge steps and strides in hockey, coming from very, very humble beginnings, and beginnings that, hey, would never usually have outcomes and stories like this, getting drafted into professional hockey teams out in Canada. So if you want to see and wish him well and welcome him home along, seeing his family and everybody else, just bring your friends along and welcome Jackson Cover home. That's tomorrow at 10 o'clock at the Owen Roberts International Airport. And of course, August 1st, mark your calendars. Finally, Central Scranton Park is inviting the public to come out for their opening. And if you're worried about parking, parking will be available at One Capitol Place, Government Administration Building, and the Flowers parking lot off of Martin Drive. So that will take place on a Saturday from 3 until 5. So also mark your calendars for that. And yes, it is that time. Remember, I told you these dates would come up very quickly because I started doing this, and kudos to Prospect Primary School for getting this out very early, because their uniform store is going to be open from August 1st. And they're going to be open from 9 until 3. These are all Saturdays. I think I gave a wrong date. My brain is going over time here. But anyhow, this is going to take place on August 1st, August 8th, and August 15th. Their summer opening hours for the uniform store at Prospect Primary School. So I know a lot of you are on vacation. You're like, look here, time is going by too quickly. Just give us a break. We just got the kids out of school. What are you talking about? Well, guess what? It's already July 24th. You don't have much time. You want to avoid the rush. These are the dates for Prospect Primary. If I get dates and all that sort of stuff for any of the other uniform stores, I'd be more than happy to share them here. Once I see them, I will share them in our community calendar and updates, so no one gets left behind or struggling in all of the rush. Oh no, I hate that. And also on August 1st, look, lots of stuff happening on August 1st. Yes, CBC public auction will be declared undeclared and seized goods. That will take place from 10 until 2. And that will be at the 42 Owen Roberts Drive right here at the CBC grounds. So there you go. And again, mark your calendars for that as well. I want to say hello to all of my content creators in bloom here this evening. Connie Bonnie has definitely joined us, and Alfred is very quiet. Weird enough, he's very, very quiet. But feel free to jump in. It's a lighter mood here on a Friday as we enter into Free Flow Friday here. I know a little bit, you guys are a little slower coming in on a Friday. That's one thing I've learned over the year that I have been here. Fridays, you could almost said, I'll just pull the Friday show. What would you think about that? I would get killed by some, and some would be neither here nor there. I just watch you during the weekend because Friday we just go out and we just exhale. What do you think? No, I'm not planning. It was just something that came off the cuff. OMG. But yeah, we know it takes you a little while to come in on a Friday. That's okay. We love you anyhow. But Connie's in the house. Good evening to you, my love. And guess what? Miss Barbara is here as well. Always good to have you guys weighing in. Is that Alfred real? Where? I don't know. Murda. You trouble, you are trouble. Yes, but yes, and yes, but exactly. I'm waiting for him, I am waiting. Damien is with us at 11:31 over there in the United Kingdom. He keeps up late for us. Even Miss Lucille, and we got other people as well who tune in, even if they don't comment on the platform. We know that they stay up, and sometimes they come in after the fact, but we just want to acknowledge all of you. Damien is always a man of words, and what does he have for us today? Good evening, all. When victory is within your grasp, but you allow your heart and not your mind to make the final decision, emotions can outweigh reason, turning a moment of triumph into one of regret. Sometimes the difference between winning and losing isn't ability or opportunity. It's having the discipline to think clearly when it matters most. In the end, success often belongs to the strongest or most talented, but to those who can master their emotions when the stakes are highest. See what I tell you? This man got a lyrics. He got the lyrics. Oh my goodness, we got it. But you chilling all right? Oh my goodness, my friend. Thank you so much. I could post you up. I could post you up just to get up in your business. What are you up to? Making trouble. Yeah, I got an image here of North Carolina love. He is just chilling on this rainy Friday evening. North Carolina love has struck. Andrew is also here. Blessed Friday to you as well. Look, this troublemaker has sent us an image. He has sent us an image. Voila. Look at him. Watch him. What? Hold on now. You going through some midlife crisis? You look like Mr. T. Tell me what's going on here, my friend. What's going on here? You just feeling what? Tell me exactly what's feeling. But I admire you just rocking that mohawk. Yeah. My friend, tell me. At least you're not in what you would call it, bush jackets. Oh, I forgot. You're just 21. Yeah. Not even 25. You're just 21. I'm fasting with you. I am fasting with you. He says, I just cut and blow up my hair. Yeah, but she kind of getting thin. I see plenty of gray hairs. I see age. I see reality. Some of us are still living in denial. Class of 1990, people do the math. He is not 21. He is not 21. Yes, Andrew, you are right. What you say, Mr. T lives again. Can you imagine? All he's missing is the big earrings now and that big change and that chain and that medallion. Oh my goodness. Oh, Marshall, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing and for joining in it. He's saying, nope. No midlife, nothing. I'm just 21 in your blooming mind. You got more than 21 grays that I'm seeing popping out here, and I'm not even worried about covering mine anymore because those suckers, they just come out in the front like, da-da, I'm seeing, it's just crazy. But thank you, Marshall, for jumping in and sharing that and getting us up into your business on this rainy Friday in North Carolina. Yeah, you guys got some weather in that area. And but thank you. Look at you, Mr. T. Well, he says, Andrew says, what was a TV show? A-Team. You are quite right. The A-Team. Marshall is saying, I know you don't see any gray in my head, maybe my beard, but not my hair. I see it in your hair. Yeah. You know what we could do? Since you're living in a land of denial, we're just going to say it's how the light just reflecting off of the hair shafts that, yeah, it makes the gray hairs look like a reflection from the light. Yeah. Since you're in just total denial. Yeah. Or maybe it's the light that's reflecting off of your gray beard. Yeah. That's how we're going to do it. But you know what? I don't want you to go through any emotions, nothing for the weekend. You are just perfectly 21, 52-year-old, 53 probably. You're probably older than me. See, I told you the brute would say it with a Leighton. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so much fun. Marshall, thank you so much for giving us that moment. OMG, for all of you people who are in denial, I no longer, oh my God, I no longer deny my grays. I embrace them because I can't keep up. As bad as Carol is, she can't keep up with them. Oh no, she can't. Connie is saying Alfred is cooking that. He don't cook. You can't see he eat out. Please, please. I would be shocked if he can cook. Throwing the bait. Oh God. Connie is saying, well, next Wednesday, I'll be out of here. Oh my God, 4 weeks. I'll have to find a garden in the UK. You're going away for a whole month. Good for you. I will be taking a week, but not at the same time with Sandra. So mine will probably be the week after. I was trying to confirm. See, boy, some people, they got changed the angle just to prove to me that it no gray hairs. You know, he probably went and spray something in the hair so that it could be brown. And I'm buying it. And my story is my story. And I am sticking to it. That is gray hair. You just went and sprayed that thing on the front of your hair. Look here. And I digressed for a second, Connie. Please forgive me. Look, he had to send a different angle. Look. So you know he sprayed some of that thing. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. Oh my God, Connie Bonnie. Watch, he had to send a different angle to tell us that he no gray hair in his head. See? So he went and he, you know that spray thing? Yeah, he went and he sprayed that now and yeah, trying to convince me that there's definitely no gray in that first picture that I saw. See? That's what he went and did. So it just tells you. But my love, my North Carolina love, it is okay. It is okay. You have absolutely no gray in your hair. And age will never catch up on you because you're going to always be 21. You're 21 by, oh Lord, look, he could take me on now. He could take me on. Boy, oh, yo. I'm sitting down, braced for impact. Okay, old man, how you doing? Hello? Oh, he what? He hung up? Let's see. Did I cut him off? Did I cut him off? Let's see. Let's see if we can get him back. Tomato one forever, yeah. Or forever tomato one in his mind. Oh my gosh. Maybe that was an accident, but I'm trying to get old man back here on the phone. Old man Marshall. He gone MIA on me. He gone MIA. OMG. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If any of us could go back 30 years ago and relive those years, now we got knee pain, early arthritis back. Let me tell you something, Andrew. Oh my God. I pain and never thought he calling back. Hello, old man. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, old man. How are you?
Listen to me. One thing about me. You see, my beard is gray. There's no reason for me to spray nothing on my hair. I'm not saying that you might not find one or two gray somewhere in between there. But what you see in there is not no gray. Get that straight.
Okay, so there's no pan that you use. Be not getting nothing twisted. But okay, so you just had to just make sure that you got change the angle on
a different picture in a different angle because the light is shining on my hair. Okay. And how nice silky hair as well.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So of course, you would see that.
I know it's not so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad. Oh God, it's not
bad. You have to thank Mama for that. Mama had good hair, so I got some of it. But there's no gray hair like what you talking about.
Oh
No, no,
my
no, no.
God.
Get
Oh
it
my
right now.
gosh. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
But it's good hearing and seeing you, my friend. I tuned in every
I
most
appreciate it, my
evenings when I
love.
can.
North Carolina love. That's your name. That's your name. But thank you, my love, for joining in and giving us a lighter moment. Thank you so much. You see, I know you can
Yes,
take it,
and only that, but it's freshly done too. I just came out of the shower.
Wow. So that means you're good now till Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
Well, until I laid out, then it's going to be a different mess.
Oh my God. Anyhow, my love, do have a good weekend. And anytime,
And so do you.
anytime.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my love.
All right, then. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. There we go. That's how we do it. See, you defending them grays or no grays. Always good to hear from Marshall. Brings back sweet memories of being in school. He's a high school. We came out the same time, despite him being in denial of his age. But yes, the phone lines are wide open, 936-8255. If you got a lighter moment here, we are more than happy to have you jump in and just have some laugh. Andrew is saying, what I would love to see is Sabrina Speaks Happy Hour Roadshow in Georgetown. Now that we are trying to revive town. Oh, Andrew, I would love it. I would love it. I have to look at the logistics to do maybe not every Friday, but that would be a good collaboration as well with some of the local businesses as well. So we will not say too much about it, but thank you for the idea. And what a time we would have, Yeah, that could be a reality, That could be a reality because your girl like a good happy hour. And I always said now that because of this show, any little happy hours are late for me because I can't get out before 7. So Andrew, you just made all of my dreams come true. But you know what? You come up with some very good ideas. But I gotta tell you, don't be surprised if your girl do make that one a reality. It's a win-win for the businesses, and definitely we can do, and we could do a lot on the road. Yeah, it's summer. Maybe we can do a seasonal thing, and let's see. But I got a few friends on the waterfront, and it doesn't matter where. I mean, people want to do it. Why not? But thank you. It would be exciting. It would be exciting, and I just feel that I have the personality. I could pull that one off like you would not believe. And it's a win-win for everybody. We see, did you see where they're saying staycation bookings have increased in the Cayman Islands in comparison to last year, which says a lot of people are probably taking shorter vacations or not going away at all. And they are wanting to experience what it's like to be a tourist here at home. They have seen where persons who live not on a seaside or anywhere near the water is booking houses and stuff locally, residents on the seaside to gather and have that experience as big families. So I don't see why any business with a good sound head would not jump on board as a co-partnership and sponsor with that excellent idea. But yeah, this time of the day is perfect for an idea like that, Andrew, and I'm more than happy to look into it. Maybe we can do 1 or 2 shotguns for this year, and it's an excellent idea for the Christmas as well. So yeah, you really, really come up with some good ideas. So thank you so much, and definitely, of course, you guys will be the first to know, and we could definitely bring that into reality. But I love this vibe here on Friday evenings where we can just laugh, have fun with each other. And that's what it's all about. That's what makes us different. And just dedicating a day. It is the summer. And we just want a lighter moment of it, even though I still need stuff to talk about. And I wouldn't tell you that I don't let my hair down. I do. But when I do, I go all out. But for something like this, where we've established something there where you're learning each day or each episode, it's hard for me to digress unless, somebody else come with something else. So I usually like when I do my research to present a lot of the stuff here to you that we can always have something to remember and take away with us. And the good thing is that the podcasts here are on demand. You don't have to be live. That's why I don't really go in a stupor when I see the numbers are low or thing. Eventually the numbers or the algorithms based on the people who are landing on the pages and actually staying on the pages continue to increase. And you can follow the algorithms on the Sabrina Speaks platform for weeks after, and you can see the numbers continue to climb. So that would not be made possible without you guys talking about it, sharing it as well. And I want to thank you all as we continue to grow. So yeah, but I try to make sure that I come with fresh stuff that we can always have a little chuckle, because anyone really know me, they know I have a side of me that not too many people really get to see. Yes, I am really funny, and I just like to live life. So yeah, but everything takes time. You know how it goes. Andrew is saying, just don't get drunk. No, would never. One GT would surely be getting promotion up. Well, you know, I got property very close there, but we're talking about, yeah. Andrew, you put it like this, you would never know. I have a thing of masking that very well, very, very well, giving you my secrets. But yeah, but you know, man, on a serious note, I'm going to look into that, see if we can do 1 or 2 shows, happy hours on location somewhere else, and see how it takes off. And we're promoting those businesses as well. 1GT, yeah, I'm hearing that they're, for those who have gone there, I haven't been as yet, but we got so much other places as well that we can look at. We can go local, we can go really local, we can go and just look. I'm going to reach out and let's see where it takes us. And if you want to refer somebody or anybody listening to this and say, hey, this is a good idea, give them the number 936-8255 to reach out to me. We can partner and bring this thing to a reality. Yes, everybody helps one another. Marshall is saying, Sabrina, do you remember Happy Hour Babe You back in the day? Yes, I do. Or was it Letitia and Heather? It was more, I would say, I only attended, remember now, I was very sheltered. I didn't go out like you guys. I have to say that. I was very sheltered. But I do remember 1, 2 that I did attend, but not as frequent as you who used to steal out and go out. Yeah, because remember now, Adventist, they had me locked down by 6 o'clock. So yeah, this is why I'm living my life now that I'm an adult and I can make my own decisions. But yeah, all of those little stories and letting you into my business now even more. I really did not have a childhood where I could say that I stole out of the house and I did this and all of that. No, I can't tell you nothing like that because I never did it. I never did it. Wherever I went, trust me, my grandparents knew where I was at and who I was with. So yeah, I think that actually is good and bad, whether or not I got the balance or the exposure of both worlds. Marshall, you know how tight locked that was. But as I grow older, and you know, you and I hit the road plenty of times. And yeah, but the early days, not as much. Older I got and my kids got grown and I was established, of course, then I went out. But I don't have any of those stories about stealing out and going here and let's go Rockets and let's go this. And I was right there by Rocket Club. Nope. I remember Yellow Man coming. But to tell you that I stole out, no. A lot of street dance and stuff, those sort of stuff missed me as well until I could make my own decisions. And then I became a mom. And I raised my 2 boys, and now I'm living my best life at 21 because that's what Marshall is saying he's at. So yeah. So the exposure in life, whether or not I regret my upbringing. Oh yeah. But this was older. This is when I was older. Yeah. Oh God. Office. I used to pray for Fridays. Oh dear Jesus. Yeah, we got some stories there, Marshall. Lots of stories there. Going down memory lane and says, do you remember when Solder from Arabus used to have their happy hour in town on Fridays? Donna Myrie and many other friends were drinking champagne. I've heard of those stories. I was not of that age to have been able to partake in those events, but for sure, I heard of those stories, and those were the days, let me tell you. the stories, and even what stories my aunt, who is 10 years older than me, one of my aunt who used to go out a lot, you sit down and you hear them talk about it now. When I'm saying I'm going here, I'm going there and stuff, they're like, it brings them back, have that nostalgic moment. But I heard of these happy hour events back in the day. Yes, Andrew, I can't say that I ever went anywhere like that. So, Miss Barbara G is sharing us something today. She went out for lunch, and let me share this with all of you. And this is what summer is all about. If you got some time on your hands and you grab a few friends and family and you go out, thank you, Miss Barbara, for sharing this with us. There was a special lunch today at Lobster Pot. Beautiful atmosphere. Miss Barbara, a dear unsolicited plug to you. Lobster Pot, always, always, always delivering. Doesn't that look delicious? Yeah. So Miss Barbara G had a very special lunch with her daughter today at Lobster Pot. Great food, atmosphere, and exceptional service. So for all of you who are thinking about maybe grabbing lunch or, whatever, Lobster Pot is there. And this is some of the stuff that is shared with us today by Miss Barbara. I hope it was delicious and you enjoyed it. Yeah, delish. Yeah, this is what I like. So anyone of you guys going out and having a good time with your family this summer, and you're doing it, especially if you're doing it home, and you want to share and capture those, be it what you're having to eat or just having some fun time on the beach, or if you choose to take advantage of a staycation and you want to share it with us here, of course, we'd be more than happy to share that with you and, of course, promote our beautiful Cayman Islands, because we are all ambassadors. Yeah. So yeah, Andrew, I'm going to take you up on this. I'm going to hit the road as early as tomorrow, seeing what we can lock in, and let's see how we can do this. Yeah, why not? Remote. I get Sandra's input on that now, because I know this is possible. So yeah, but it'll be good. You just got me all excited. Yeah, because I heard happy hour and still working while you're having happy hour. You got my attention immediately. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Thank you, Marshall. And Connie B, I did not forget you. She's sharing with us her beautiful orchid for today. And Donnie's gone quiet. I guess she's probably at some happy hour now. Yeah, but you know what? Nevertheless, Donnie has beautiful arrangements. Did you see those two that she shared yesterday? Over there at Green Valley Nursery from 7 until 4, Monday to Saturday. You can check Green Valley Nursery there in Lower Valley for all of your ornamentals and ideas for creating the perfect space in your yard this summer and going into the holidays. Why not? But this beauty here is from our content creator in Bloom. That's Connie. But Anunas has shared this beautiful orchid with us. She has the magic fingers for orchids, and it looks like anything she touches when it comes to plants. Good for you. Putting out an APB for Alfred Real. Alfred, where are you? Unless he's preparing for Real Love and Lies a little later tonight at 10 o'clock here on the CMR platform. Not so sure if he's taking a break for the holidays or what he's doing, but yeah, he's been quiet. No food from him. But thank you, Miss Barbara G, for sharing that with us here. And I'm looking forward. They always have something, going back to Lobster Pot. They usually have something about Burger Fest or burger something. Anyhow, they do something with burgers at a certain time of the year. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. That onion ring and that beautiful, look like it's a shrimp, tiger shrimp. And oh my God. Yeah, you got my mouth watering here now. Mind you, I could probably only eat a quarter of this, but maybe 4 fries, but I'm good to go. It'll probably have me 4 hours trying to eat all of that sort of stuff. But nevertheless, it looks good. Hence, I get told my drink bill is always more than my food bill. There's a reason behind all of that. Trust me, it's not what you think. But for those of you who are joining in live this evening and coming in at this hour, welcome. never mind you being late. We're just happy that you're here. And we are looking at calling this episode of Sabrina Speaks as we continue our open mic summer edition, where anywhere during the conversation you can call in, you can chime in. We'd more than happy to change the subject for you to give you your moment. Should there be something bothering you or on your mind and you want to highlight and share with us, 936-8255, or you can also send us a WhatsApp and we will take it where you want to go. But until such time, we're going to be calling this episode Rest, Accountability, and Real Support. And I'm talking about 3 different conversations, yes, that shape really how we love, how we live, and even how we show up. And we see the end of the week, Friday, being that, okay, so Miss Barbara is clarifying that this burger here is a special burger. See, the special burger with lobster and shrimp Friday special. See, I know I wasn't crazy. They have a banner of the outside of Lobster Pot, and they always advertise this. And I've always said I wanted to try it. Thank you so much, Miss Barbara, for clarifying that. I know I'm not crazy. See, Andrew? Even under a few, I still remember. But yeah, I know I saw this somewhere. Thank you. Yeah, I bet it was delicious too, Miss Barbara, wasn't it? Yum, 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 yum. Well, we're going to just try that out one day, and I'll definitely let you know. And but I take Miss Barbara's word for it. I've always wanted to try it, though, to be honest with you. So yeah, we want to just look at these 3 areas of our life, and why you may be wondering, why is it that everybody looks towards Friday? Even if you're one of those working in an industry or shift system, there's just something about the weekend. Even as a former nurse, we saw the weekends being a little slower, even though you work shift and there was no set week as a nurse. There was just something different about weekends. The wards were a little quieter. You didn't have all the admin staff. If you hear that knocking, guys, it's a woodpecker. That darn woodpecker has been annoying the jeepers out of me. Anyhow, we know what happens over the weekends anyhow. And for those of you who are blessed to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, then you, no matter what it is, you look forward for Fridays. But every Friday, we see where, and reports have shown, that millions of people hit pretty much a wall. Like, yes, we finally reach. And guess what? The American Institute of Stress reported that 83% of workers feel stressed weekly, and 60% of them say Friday is the only day they feel relief. I wonder why. These are just, that's the woodpecker. These are stats that is coming out from the American Institute of Stress. 83% of the workers from, let's say, Monday to Thursday feel stress, right? And 60% of them say Friday is the day that they feel relief. But here's the real question then. Why do we wait until Friday to give ourselves permission to rest or have our early happy hour or something? Yeah. Well, we're going to look and try to break it down to see if we could come to some sort of reality or try to decipher why we get like this between Monday to even Wednesday, because Thursday usually one more day for Friday and then we have the weekend. Let's look at the cultural conditioning part of this. What's your favorite cocktail? Andrew is asking. Gin base. I am a sweet girl. I love a gin-based beverage. Gin and tonic is fine, or gin base with, let's say, some passion fruit and a little bit of ginger ale. And I've got my own beverage. I usually try to find something close to that, but it's usually gin-based. So there we go. I'm not a beer, never was a beer person. But yeah, my cocktails is usually gin-based. Little rum and coke every now and again, but I got to be careful with those. But for me, I don't have a problem with gins. So there you go. Jerry Springer Beach representative has just landed on the live. Happy Friday, Aliano. What you up to on this Friday? What are you doing? Hennessy on the what? One GT is a clown. Okay, let's hear this. One GT is a clown. Show like many companies here get up and running and push Caymanians out the door of work permit holders of work permit holders. Really? Okay. Well, we got to probably look at that a little bit more because I have been hearing some stories about that, to be honest with you. I have heard of a number of Caymanians that are going there, and then the environment has become so toxic that they're actually felt as though they're ganged up on, and they end up leaving. Guess what? Leaving them with the reputation that Caymanians do not stay anywhere. So, Aliano, you probably are onto something because I know for sure I have a real life story of someone who's close to me that were there and what they experienced as well. They have shared some stories with me. So now that you've said it out openly, there obviously something going on there. Interesting. Which country adapted a 4-day work week? Is it Swiss? No, one of them. Oh, let me pull it up. You know, you got to go to little old AI here. 4-day work week. What country? So at the end of the day, we need to look closer into that, Aliano. Life for Jerry Springer Beach, Monster and Hennessy in a cup. Oh, really? Iceland. No country has mandatory nationwide 4-day work week, but several countries have adopted it widely, legalized it in independent government-backed versions. Now, what my little AI assistant says, Iceland, a global leader of about 86% of the workers, now operate on reduced hours following national trials. Belgium's first European country legally granted workers the right to request a compressed 4-day work week and same hours, fewer days. The UAE, that's United Arab Emirates, says federal government operates 4.5 day week. And the Emirate of Shangri-La has a full 4-day week of the public sector staff. So, yeah. So pretty much the closest country, Andrew, is Iceland, from what I'm seeing. Full nation adaptation is Iceland's comes closest, with legal rights to request is Belgium, and government policy for public sector, did we see where the UAE, and temporary or crisis driven right now, we're seeing Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the Philippines. And what countries are on large scale trials is showing, guess where? The United Kingdom, Spain, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Germany. So that's pretty interesting. And these countries are countries that are running major government-backed trials. So the United Kingdom, one of the world's largest pilots, hundreds of companies participating. And so is Spain, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan, along with Germany. Now, what we're seeing here is the strongest 4-day work week adoption or laws is in Iceland, Belgium, and UAE, as we said earlier. So it's interesting. I think eventually we will see certain things trickle down here, maybe. I don't know. But this is what they're saying at the end of the day, that people look forward for the weekend. They get sick. It's almost like you're on summer vacation. You could be a week, unless you're fortunate like Connie, you can go 4 weeks, or you can do 2 weeks. How many of you, once you're off island or on vacation, for some weird reason, the night before or day or two before, you got to travel to come back home to reality, you get a slight headache, or you just feel like in a stupor, like in a slump? Share with me in the comments below how much of you who actually go on vacation, and when it's about, or even if it's a long weekend and reality strikes and you got to come back, but mostly on vacation, summer vacation, reality strikes. How much of you actually feel that like the day before you come back at home? do you get like a slight headache, or you just don't feel well, or every part of you ache? Which brings me back to something that I was going to say earlier with the aging bones and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But it would be interesting to see how much of you go through this just when you're wrapping up your summer vacation, or any holiday for that matter of fact. And I know of a family member who went away, and they normally have serious pains like in their hips. And while they were away, for some reason, absolutely nothing. Best night's sleep they ever could think of. Well, of course, by the time they got back home, everything hit them. So I wonder, is it psychological, or is it behind in the back of the ground, in the background, you're coming back to high stress realities of work, deadlines, bills that you got to pay, bills that you may have incurred while you're on vacation. And, you're just looking forward. It's the same thing. You're going back to work on Monday, and you're working, and you're already talking about Friday. This is why people are saying AI is going to take a lot of jobs, because then you'll be home permanently, and guess who will have to take care of you? The government. Good evening, caller. Welcome to Free Flow Friday on the Open Mic Summer Edition. What's on your mind, my sweet? Hello? I'm not hearing that. Let me see what I can do here. That's the second one that did that to me. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see what we can do here for that. Yeah, so it'll be easy to there we go. Good evening, caller. You're live on Sabrina Speaks. What's on your mind?
Sabrina,
Yes, my love.
back in the day when budgeting was extremely hard, and if you decided you were going to try and find $2 to take a little trip, what you're talking about when we got back home was depression.
Oh, so that's why it hit you from the night before.
We had sender's remorse, realizing, oh Lord, we broke now. Oh goodness, we need to pay that CUC bill. We need to pay that rent or that mortgage. Yeah, it's called depression, darling.
Oh,
but we came back broke.
Oh, okay. Because I know a lot of people are like, we could be having the time of our lives. You're excited about getting there. You feel the adrenaline rush of being at the gate, and they're tearing that boarding pass back in the day. Or you scan that code and you get on that flight, and you're just, it's just, and then bang, the night before, every joint in you hurts. You got headache. Everything
kicking in.
Yeah, what a bitch lick that give you. Oops, I said that. What a slap that give you.
Yeah. Because now you wish you had all that money that you just spent. You had it back in your pocket.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's called
God.
depression, darling.
But wasn't it
That's when
good?
depression-
Wasn't it called? You call that retail therapy, right?
That was for us broke people, though. The rich people didn't have that problem.
Oh,
But us broke people that live paycheck to paycheck or barely,
Yeah.
that was depression, darling.
Oh.
When we were getting back and realize, reality kicks in. I just spent all that money. I need that money now to pay these bills.
Yeah.
That's what I would call.
Oh my God. Thank you for sharing my love.
God is good.
Yep.
We're blessed.
All the
Thank God
time.
we don't live like that anymore, but a lot of people still do. But I know who feels it knows it.
Who
So I'm
feels
sure
it knows
people
it.
can relate.
You're right. I remember those, you hear me, anybody know I'm the partner woman. You said that even on the floor of Parliament. People throw a partner for these vacation, and you did
course.
those. And then you had those who did something as the older I get now that, thank God, I don't recall ever doing, taking a summer loan. I can't recall taking a summer loan.
No, I worked in a bank back in the day. And I remember a lot of people would come in. I was like, if I don't have it, no, I'm not going to have it.
Correct, because then it hit you then for Christmas.
A lot of us experienced some stuff that we would have never otherwise experienced.
And then partner draws come around that time for the summer travel, and you you're quite right. That's the realities of humble beginnings. Thank you, my sweet. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, have a good evening.
You too, my love. All right. Yeah, partners, she rightfully said it. partners, made a lot of us experience a lot that we would not have never, ever been able to experience if it wasn't for those partner draws. Well, he says, Aliano say, I don't think a 4-day work week will happen here. The average person need to make 650, 800 a week per week to make a sub basic living. Yeah, and some stats are out now, which is really, really reality. And oh, please don't shoot the messenger. Live Happy said, yes, you shared that with us. Child, I've never been on a vacation in my life. But like I told you, you don't know what you're missing. Well, put it like this. You either got a permanent headache or you will never know what we were talking about because up to now, you haven't gone. So trust me, yeah, your body has probably acclimatized to not ever having to go through those buyer's remorse, all of those. So be thankful. Trust me. If you can't afford it, don't even push it. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, it's not worth it because something is going to hit you. And before you blink, Christmas is here and you're going to probably want to go catch up on those Thanksgiving sales and all that sort of stuff. So prioritize. Aliano has said, I work. However, I can at 2 days off in slow season. Thank God it's not 4 days or days like before. Okay. But it looks as though we're pretty much, from what I'm understanding, isn't it? Is it really, really slow or are we having it's steady? Give me your feedback on that. Anybody who's in the tourist taxi industry, let me know how it's been so far. Because remember, individually, you all are taking vacations as well. So even the taxi operators and tour bus operators will actually be going on family vacations who can afford it themselves and taking some time off with the kids. So that would make or create a gap. So it'll be interesting to know what's happening on the ground. Aliano says, I miss the late 80s and mid 90s. Then Miami Friday and Sunday trips was nice. Yeah, I know I've taken a lot of those with my mom and back in the day with my grand, and those had seemed like the longest weekends. Aliana, they had seemed so long. You would leave here on that Friday and come back that Sunday night, last flight on Cayman Air. As a child, I remember doing a lot of those, and my mother would wait for last minute to tell me that she was taking me on these trips. Because I would, as a kid, is it this Friday? Is it this Friday? So she wouldn't tell me too far out because I would always be excited for those trips. Who remember Leamington and Lindsay Hopkins Hotel and downtown Miami when downtown Miami was the place to be? And you could go to Howard Johnson's and all of the other ones. There was a Hyatt right across. Yeah, but back in the day, it was Lindsay Hopkins Hotel and there was another one. Lindsay Hopkins, where you could see the bay and you could see all the seaplanes landing. I can see it as a child now in the high rise. Yeah, I am having some nostalgic moment as a child. And the Orange Bowl Parade back as a kid as well, which is later on into the year. Got some really good childhood memories. There was one particular hotel in Miami that my family used to frequent. And I can remember seeing the man in the elevator pulling across that the gate, like the accordion thing, and it would take us up to our floor. But they had an elevator operator there, and that was so cool. And I don't remember what hotel it was. If any of my family is hearing it, privately message me, and if you remember those days. But we frequent there, and we always were overlooking the downtown harbor, where those days seaplanes were frequent. And I can remember as a child, everything looks really, really high or small. So when I would look out of the windows and I would see all of this stuff. So I couldn't remember. Now that's my childhood memory. Maybe you may have some others looking at those trips. But yeah, Aliano, you just took me way back, way back. Damian Henry is saying, the weekend is often the perfect time to unwind, relax, and switch off from work. It provides a welcome break for me and from the demands of the working week, allowing me to recharge, spend time with loved ones, and return feeling refreshed and ready for the week ahead. However, weekends always seem to pass far too quickly, is what he's saying. And Hello, caller. I don't know what's happening here. I'm gonna have to reset every darn thing. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you, my sweet. I just didn't hear the phone. I just got you on the side of my eye there. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. However, the weekends prepare for another busy week. Good evening, caller. I just saw it on the corner of my eye there.
I say that was a Leamington hotel. I can remember that man. That's why I like that. Because he used to be there in our feeding elevators after I get stuck in the Cayman. And he was the nicest guy. And I remember they had Jefferson and Greer and all them stores. I had love a downtown Miami. I don't like it no more now. And we used to go to, well, La Rosa's still there because they still got a central shopping plaza and a few stores there. But I've been to Miami in decades now because from time they changed Cayman Airways from where she used to her gate and put it to this long gate. They say, well, it profit me to go. I got friends in Miami and thing, but it profit me to go Tampa more. So, but that was Leamington. I remember that guy. He was
thank you so much, Michelle.
Yes, he was a little Cuban guy. He was so nice.
Yes, he
He was so nice.
As young as I was, I remember that like yesterday.
He was a nice man. And he used to, and he said that he used to say the Cayman is my family.
You see?
They're my family. Yeah.
Wow.
And they were a good deal when all them stores were on it, but they don't have them no more.
No,
I used to love it. I used to love Jefferson boy.
Jefferson.
And when they had Montgomery Ward store and all that, from Macchiato, they were the good days.
Well, thank you. Definitely going way back tonight. Definitely.
Nothing good to last, I guess.
No, but we got memories to hold on, and it brings us to light-hearted moments, and definitely can take us back. But thank you, my sweet. All right.
Has stuck at help. See that? Right have Bill look good today. He had the first dose chemo today at 1 o'clock. He looked good. He said he don't feel bad or nothing. Thank God.
Thank God.
Let's see how that goes.
That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. Thank you for the update. Yes, ma'am.
God, I guess he soon get out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good weekend otherwise.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye. Yeah. So Damien is saying, however, the weekends always seems to pass far too quickly. And before I know it, it's time to prepare for another busy week. You are quite right. They says time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Michelle, for calling in, and thank you for giving us an update on Mr. Billeray as well. But yeah, Leamington Hotel. See, I know somebody would remember. That is where my mind takes me, memory. Leandro goes back, BJ's Flea Market, Fort Lauderdale, the spot. I can still smell that roast corn from Hialeah Flea Market of boy, the memories. You know how much people shame to say that they used to go flea market? I remember them. Hialeah. Oh, yeah. And they used to do something with corn, like a pancake thing with a white cheese in the middle. And it was like a sandwich. And when you pull that white cheese, oh my God, that was delicious. I guess I didn't get the size just so right. Yeah. But of all the things that I could remember, flea market, what I can remember, yeah, something you could eat. Yeah, I used to go there too. Not shame. That's made me who I am. Happy to share those memories with you as you share yours with me. Damian Henry is saying, yep, depression. Weighing in on what the other caller called. Yep, depression. When you leave the sunshine and return the gray skies to constant wet environments of the UK, especially in the cold seasons. Yeah, because you come out here every now and again. So I can only imagine for you it's reverse. It's the same difference, right? But yours must be even harder because I could be straight with you. I don't think I could live in a country. Where is Harry? Harry has been too quiet. With that heat wave going through, I gotta check on Harry. I don't like that silence. Anyhow, but yeah, I don't think I could deal with those gray skies. Of course, now I have a choice, but I don't really think I could deal coming and living all of my life here in a Caribbean island. I don't really think in the Caribbean. I don't think I could deal with that, Damien. So kudos to all of you who have adjusted and adapted to that way of life of living in the United Kingdom with those type of conditions, with the gray and gloomy days, I don't think I could deal with that at all. Oh no, not all the time. Short visits, yes. But to say, okay, I'm going home to the United Kingdom to that, oh hell no, I would go crazy. As I said, it is open mic here on this Free Flow Friday. We will continue to look at it, and we got these stats where we're seeing and talking about how it is that, we're stats is showing 86% of us during the week are stressed, but yet 60% of us are just so happy when the weekend comes. And they're pairing that now with what we're seeing is the cultural conditioning, which led me into those remembering of when we were traveling when I traveled as a child. Now, many of us grew up hearing, work hard and then you can rest, push through it and don't complain. But you know what? Rest became then, with those type of lines, what considered as a reward instead of a requirement. Are you feeling where I'm going with this? But when you look at it then, rest is not a luxury. It's a part of maintenance, rejuvenating, repairing of cells. It is what it is. But how many of us are finding it more and more where you need sleep aids to really wind down to get what you call a good night's rest? How many of you, because you can't shut off, you're overstimulated? It's like once you lay down to go to sleep, you're thinking about the next bill, you're thinking about this. It's like you're just totally stressed. When was the last time you could really say you got good quality rest? And then many people don't talk about certain things because they say they're fearful of appearing weak. Well, guess what? A 2025 workplace study found out that 52% of employees hide their exhaustion. And they're hiding it based on this survey because they don't want to appear incapable. But guess what? Exhaustion is not failure. It's really feedback that your body is giving you, right? Now, sometimes your body can adjust and calibrate to whatever environment you put it through. And eventually, let me tell you something, that catches up on you. Be it mental stress, emotional stress, physical stress, it is amazing. You know, the studies are out there as to what stress can do to you. Heart attacks, cancer, high blood pressure, you name it. It can be linked to stress. And then you look then at the emotional feedback. Emotional feedback. We carry people, us. We carry invisible responsibilities all week. Whether or not you believe it or not, we carry invisible responsibilities all week, from arguments, expectations, unspoken frustrations, and outright pressure. And guess what? When a Friday comes around, when the Friday comes around, that's a day a lot of you like mentally saying, look, to heck with this. I done. Adios, amigo. Monday coming. If you have that luxury or you're in that environment that you can say, pause, Monday's a new day, put it down, take the weekend, totally switch off, and I'll come back and I'll pick you up on Friday. So at the end of the day, what's the one thing that you feel, if you mind sharing with me, that you need to carry, that you need to stop carrying into the next week? If there was one thing that you need to stop carrying into the next week, what would that be? If you feel free, put it in the comments below. Let's see what it would be. And let's see if there are any similarities, because we're all living some sort of stress environment, and there are some invisible responsibilities, so many that we carry with us that is sometimes in the back of our minds, and you don't realize it until you're like, stop, pause. Am I carrying an invisible responsibility that maybe I shouldn't be carrying? Or am I overthinking certain things? Am I caring what other people say or what they think about me? And that's an invisible thing, and you've imprisoned yourself. It'll be interesting. Comment below. Let me know exactly how it would be, because at the end of the day, you may need to stop carrying guilt for things that were never your responsibility. If guilt is what you're actually feeling, you're feeling guilty because you're going on vacation and your other family members can't do it because they made some bad decisions, or it's just not working out for them. Why are you carrying that responsibility? It'll be interesting. You may be carrying that guilt. Stop carrying it. Stop carrying the guilt for things that were never your responsibility. These are just examples. You're seeing everybody else having a hell and a whale of a time for the summer, and you're feeling guilty because you know that if you really push the limit, that you're going to end up in some serious financial pressures, that those who you're trying to keep up with are not even going to be able to assist you. And then they would be like, well, if you know you couldn't afford it, why did you go? Why are you pushing yourself to do this if you knew you had other competing priorities? And at the end of the day, you may also need to stop carrying tasks that others should be doing. That could be in the workplace, that could be in your home. Maybe it's something you're bottling up, that you're not speaking with your partner, that you're not speaking with your children, and you constantly be doing these tasks and you're just keeping it inside, and you're just festering this anger that you're constantly doing it. And it's a task that you're doing that you know you shouldn't be doing it. Stop carrying it. Have a conversation. Maybe that's something you could do. Jillian is weighing in, and so is Connie Bonnie. Not me, she said. My magnesium works fine for me as my head hits the pillow. Oh, I'm out. Oh, good for you. Some people take melatonin like gummy bears. Jillian is saying, tell me about it. Yeah, I know, my love. Jillian is also saying the weight of the things that have passed and that you cannot control. The weight of the things that have passed and you cannot control. Yeah, this is why the inevitable will be the inevitable. Not everything you can control. And what's to be will be. I mean, you take it in small strides. Andrew is weighing in on here. And again, keep your comments coming in. We love to have it. And I'll be more than happy to share them. And let's talk about them a little bit. Take, for example, Andrew is saying, your cell phone, when it goes down to 5% and needs 2 hours to get 100, or an electric car to fully top up. Our bodies will not function if we don't get 8 hours sleep per night. So when you lose proper night rest, it affects your health. Well said. And yes, some very valuable information that you're sharing here. How many of you actually panic if your phone battery goes to 30% and you forgot your charger? It's like you're just going crazy. And how many of you, when you put your phones down to charge, you just leave it undisturbed for it to get its full charge? That's a way of you disconnecting, Did you realize that? That's a way of you disconnecting. Yep. But these are little things that you do, and to just, Juliet is saying, que será, será. What will be. Yes, one day at a time. That's a good way. But a lot of people have a hard time of just being able to do that. And it takes a lot for some persons to really be in that mindset. Now, some other things that possibly people may be carrying. You may need to stop carrying relationships that drain you more than they feed you. Let me repeat that. Some of us may need to stop carrying relationships that drain you more than feed you. If a relationship, be it a friendship, acquaintance, every time you're in their space is just draining the life out of you. If it's a simple conversation by WhatsApp, text, whatever, in one space and it drains the life out of you, and you're not even talking, you're just listening. But whenever you're finished in their presence, it's like you need a spa. It's like you need a B12 infusion. You may have to actually stop carrying those relationships. It'd be hard, but you may actually have to reconsider, because if it's not feeding you, then why are you keep making it drain you? These are some of the things that we could be thinking of. What are you carrying into the next week that you may want to just rid yourself off a little bit? These are just some of the things. And there may be some as well from a community angle of things where you may need to stop carrying the pressure of everyone's solution. Now, that's hard to say if you're a member of parliament, because you get everything in the kitchen sink. But how do you actually spread that responsibility over when, yes, it's your job? I could see me going on Facebook, and there was one island, is it Bermuda or St. Vincent, where I saw they made a public post where this member of parliament was taking their annual leave from now until August 27th. And I chuckled. I'm so silly. I should have screenshot that. I'm saying if that was ever to happen here for that length of time and it's public knowledge, it would be interesting to see the feedback that the public would give here. But this member of parliament made it like a public declaration that there would be out for their annual leave. And it was from this date to, I think, until August 27th. And it was a small island. If I find it, I'll share it over the weekend to bring some conversation. What would you do if that was the reality and our MPs actually started doing that like a public declaration? It would be interesting. This vacation would be their personal time, mind you, from what I saw. I should have taken a screenshot of that, because I chuckled to myself. I said, oh my God, what a conversation this would be if that was a reality here in Cayman. But again, it just shows you the difference in cultures and how different countries operate, that this was a big Facebook post of this member of parliament taking personal time. And they're like, look, we're going on our personal time. And it's from this date to whatever, 27th of August comes up to mind when they will be back and resume office. So it'll be interesting if that was to be declared here. Now, even if our members of parliament take personal time off, it is not like it's broadcast. No, but this was outright broadcast. Look, I'm out. I'm on my personal time. So how would that actually rest with you? But that's all about balance. You see, that's all about balance. So it is quite interesting when you look at all of these things, and I'm hoping that you can probably within yourself, whether or not you shared them with us today, that you could come to some reality that maybe you're carrying unnecessary burdens, you're imprisoning yourself, and maybe you can start practicing dropping one thing at a time and not taking certain things into the following week that drains you. And maybe some of what I said may have sparked a memory or have triggered something in you to say, I really need to look closer into myself. But the key is here that Fridays aren't just a finish line, no, they're not. There should be a reset button, and pressing reset is an act of courage. So whether or not you're in a uniform service and you work shift and all that sort of stuff, sometimes you got 3 days on or 4 days on, 2 or 3 days off. Whenever those days off are, that's like your Friday. The day before your day off would be like your Friday. You can do it. It doesn't have to be the Monday to Friday set week. You can create this type of environment where you just unwind, shut off, yada, 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 unless you so choose to do extra shifts, which you always have to remember rest. You always have to remember to take some downtime. And I'm listening to myself here because, I really need to listen to myself a little bit more. But it's all about balance. But the whole idea is, pressing the reset button is actually an act of courage. And I'm hoping that a lot of you will actually try to learn or try to not try to control things like Jillian says, que sera, sera, what's to be will be. And it's just your mindset of being prepared for whatever. And that's a good way of looking at it and not looking so far in the future, but you take it in small steps. Take it in small steps because you can just send yourself crazy. Now, let's look at another segment that I did today and I thought would be interesting and pretty much encapsulates or is a good add-on for the discussion that we're having here. But please, 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 at any time, you can call in, you can send us a WhatsApp, you can comment on whatever platform you're streaming us on, and we'll be more than happy to change your topic, change the subject, to encourage you, because this is your space. Like I said, this is your space, open mic, summer edition, continuation, and we will stop what we're talking about if it is not in relation to what we're talking about to entertain whatever it is you want to speak about. But let's look at something that we're going to label as community accountabilities versus public shaming. Yeah. Now, that we've reset ourselves and prepared now for whatever the next chapter is, let's talk about how we reset our communities, because what we see right now is that we are obviously living in a world where one mistake, one slip up can become a headline and go viral in seconds, literally. And where correction has turned into a spectacle, you don't even have time to do damage control many a times. Where then we see accountability in itself has been replaced by what some labels as public shaming. And technically, that's what it is. You don't need a label. It is what it is. But real community, true community, doesn't humiliate, right? It guides. But did you know, in preparing this little segment, again, back in 2024, Digital Behavior Studied found that 71% of public call-outs escalated conflict. 71% of public call-outs, escalated conflicts, while we're seeing private accountability conversation resolved issues by 68% of the time. Now you do that math. Public shaming, 71% of public shaming ended up in serious escalated conflict. Whereas dealing with things in private, they saw 68% of issues being resolved. Now, my friends, these numbers tell the real story, because what it shows is that public shaming destroys. And it also confirms that private accountability repairs. And in small island jurisdictions like our own, we know that many times this could have long-lasting impacts on how we see ourselves, how we associate, how we make our lives, how we even possibly get employed. And many a times you just want to go in a hole, right? But what we see also in the data that's being shared is that strong communities, elders and mentors as well, and trusted voices correct behavior quietly. Not to embarrass, but actually to restore. Now we understand sometimes that's the only way you can deal with some people. Yeah. You want to shut them up for good and proper? Yeah. Sometimes you just need to go there with some because you try to be nice, you try to be diplomatic, and it don't work. But there are persons, respectable person, elders that can actually deal with certain things like that quietly, and a lot of things are resolved. We see the social media effect. Keyboard warriors behind fictitious names and labels and comments, anonymous. Social media is proven that it rewards outrage. Yeah. Social media rewards outrage, and it rewards humiliation, and it rewards gotcha, those kind of movements. Remember the whatever concert and the couple, whatever. To this day, those memes are still going viral, and they've made other things of it. Yeah, that is the power of social media. Families have been destroyed. Marriages, relationships are done. Your business out in the open. And the damage on small island development states and communities like ours could have irreparable damage. Yeah. But it does not, what we're seeing on social media, it does not reward healing. Interesting, isn't it? You've heard the saying goes that bad news goes quicker and good news don't get the attention it deserves. Yeah, you remember hearing that? Well, it's the same thing with social media. And these are studies that are proving that anything good, really, it doesn't reward healing. And there are some human impacts to all of this, because what studies have shown, let me grab it. What studies have shown here, my friends, is that public shaming increases isolation, anxiety. It brings on depression and social withdrawal. Yes, social media. And some people don't grow. People as a whole don't grow when they're humiliated. It's like you got your foot in their throat and you just keep them down. Every time they push their way up, trying to get up, brush it off, and then you kick them down again. What happens to those individuals? They eventually shut the heck down. They shut down. Yeah. Maybe, it was a parent, if you can remember as a child. Maybe it was a parent who you loved, who corrected you, but corrected you in a way that you felt embarrassed. If you can remember any moment that may have happened to you. At that time, they were doing the correction from the best place that they know of, not to embarrass you, but it ended up embarrassing you. Have you ever repaired from that? These are things that could stay with you for life. Public humiliation. I wonder what people are thinking of me. I wonder how they will perceive me. I will never, ever be able to get out of it to show them that that's not me. That's not what, public perception is of me, that I'm really a good person. You may be one of those persons that have gone through that. And it's harder to repair from these things unless you are the victim. You don't have a clue what that feeling is like. Yeah. These are all realities that is happening. And even in the workplace, this could be an issue. Maybe it was a supervisor that was in charge of you who pulled you aside one day and privately instead of calling you out publicly. How did that? It could have gone the other way, or maybe flip it on the other side. You were just humiliated in the front of all of your coworkers by this supervisor. And even those persons who may have respected you before that humiliation, they see you totally different thereafter. It just makes you want to go ham on them, huh? Yeah. And then you may have those friends You may have some friends who they were a friend. I'm going to use it in past tense. Maybe it was a friend who told you the truth gently, not loudly. Or let's flip it around. They told you the cold hard truth and you just couldn't handle it. And you took it personal. And you cursed that person off like they were the worst person on the planet, not even realizing that it was for your own good. Maybe some of these things will resonate with you. I don't know. I just thought of bringing it up because it was worthwhile adding it on to the segment. But at the end of the day, when we look at the accountability side and just surviving in your community, accountability is a bridge at the end of the day, no matter what. And what we're seeing is that even from stats, shaming is a fire, meaning you're throwing a accelerant on it. It's a fire. And what we notice in communities, in societies of today, and the power of social media, that can damage and ruin somebody in an instant. But what we also know is that communities thrive when we build bridges and not burn people. And I'm hoping that that is one of the takeaways that we could possibly look at into going into the next chapter as we are in the height of our summer and going into the festive season. Some of the things that we don't want to take into the next week with us, and we want to rid ourselves of some of those things. Maybe this is another thing. We can look at accountability and just weighing our words a little bit more and look at the impact that we can all have. It's okay, when the shoe is on the other foot, it's a different story. So I thought to just bring that in the discussion today. Again, you can always weigh in, comment on whatever you're streaming us live on today, and let us get your takeaway from it. If you've ever been in those situations where someone really just made you feel like nothing and you're still trying to repair or rebound from it. How have your life changed? Have you, PTSD is real. And then that it wasn't, let's say, your fault, but perception in itself. And it takes a very strong person, let me tell you, to say that I don't give two shakes of a duck's tail because I know me. And what you saying is a reflection of you, but time will tell. It takes a real person. It all depends on how bad the slander is, to really still get up, dress up, show up, and walk straight and proud, because the joke's on you at the end of the day, not on me. Yeah, takes a very strong person. But we all have a level of responsibility and accountability. And sometimes we just need to take 2 steps back and really think before we act. And the power of social media, let me tell you something, we got to know how to handle it. Hey, Miss Mitzi, how you doing? Good evening. How's the weather up there in the north? Dean is joining us as well. He is weighing in and saying, I like when you go deep sometimes. It's karma. It's karma. Otherwise, these hardships makes us better. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes, look, I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about. Like, people say, what are you talking about tomorrow? It's a vibe. It's a feeling. Mind you, a lot of the episodes, though, I've been working on for a while. And I just choose the right time to bring them up. And like I said in many other episodes, who is supposed to receive the message receives it. I could be saving somebody today. I don't know. And don't you think, Dean, that I am not learning for every episode that I prepare here? Some of them we can extend a little bit longer, but sometimes you just say enough and leave it, because the next time it comes back up, it's an extension, but you got to make it soak in a little bit. But yeah, so I did like a little medley of 3 things that I wanted to cover today, to just fill the gap, fill the space. You know how we do it at the beginning. We laugh at each other and we make fun of people's invisible gray hairs and all that sort of stuff, whether they're on their chin or they're on their hair and on their head. But yeah, yeah. But I just enjoy what I do, and more that I'm becoming more comfortable in this space. To be honest with you, I'm really just tapping in with, I just go with the spirit, I go with the vibe. And that's why I love Free Flow Fridays. Now let's just look at the at this last segment, because we got like 10 minutes to go here. And let's see if we can transition a little bit into talking about how people clap for you and the ones who aren't. Yeah, I thought it was relative. And I'm talking about surface level support, where people really cheering, or where you got to wonder sometime, are they really cheering for you? Or it's just robotic. Now, I'm hoping in the next 5 to 10 minutes that we can uncap this and let you stew in it a little bit, like some nice stew plums or stew turn mangoes. Let's see what we can do. Damien is weighing in. Expectation is a huge stumbling block, and people often expect too much from the wrong individual. You know, you're right. You're right. And that is why some people choose the wrong partners, because they think they're going to change them. Our expectations is whoa. And the realities are just staring you in the face, and you're like, why can't you see that? It's like a deer in headlights. But again, Damien, you are right. Expectation is a huge stumbling block, because you see it staring you in the face and you keep going like Mary Poppins, and you just singing with these basket of roses, and you're doing this, and you're like, Expectations is a huge stumbling block, and people often expect too much from the wrong individuals. That deserves, my friend, and that's why it drains you. It drains the bejeebers out of you. Well said. I tell you, I could check you for some lyrics. But yeah, let's look at the cheering side as we wrap up this episode of Sabrina Speaks, and talk about those people clapping for you and those who really aren't. And they fake. Oh, dear Jesus, I can see them a mile away. That's one thing age, experiences, seeing it with a wider lens. And I think only maturity does that with us, that you see them from a mile away. And then when you actually withdraw, protecting yourself, because you know that they don't mean well, you know that they're fake, they're just this. Based on the environment, they pretty much conform into whatever makes you feel that day is fake as a $2 bill. There we go, my friend. I know you at the last lap. Happy Friday, my sweet.
Happy Friday. Hello, Miss Sabrina and Cayman.
Hi.
I want to change the subject up real quick, just for about 3 minutes.
Go ahead.
I know it's almost time, and I'll be on time this time. I want to ask a quick question. Who do you think in the Caribbean could emulate us best in luxury tourism? Because there's somewhere where I'm going with this, and I need the people that need to know this to hear this. So I'm going to just ask you that quick question. Which island?
Ooh.
And bearing in mind, not. They have stated they don't want mass tourism.
Right.
They're going after the luxury market.
Okay.
Which is where we're at.
Yeah, right now.
And which is where the financial services is at. So that's the little piece of information I gave you, so you might think,
right,
which island it could be.
I don't know if it's just because of algorithms or because I cover a lot of stuff out there, but right now I'm going between, please correct me, don't shoot me. It's between St. Lucia, and I think it's only because of the tight marketing, despite Barbados having their fair share of issues right now. Barbados, only because of their style of leadership, whether someday somebody else going to be paying the price right now. If they could get all of the other sectors, but St. Lucia is coming up. You got to watch them. Where Bermuda is strategically located is why I'm on there. Some people don't consider them in the Caribbean. Okay.
Well, that's the wrong answer.
Okay,
what you just said at the end was the right answer.
Oh, okay.
Bermuda's way out there.
You see there?
Okay. Bermuda has Bermuda Air now. They have E195 jets and E190, I think. They just went to the Farnborough aviation show. And they just placed an order for 10 A220-300 aircraft. And they intend to get 10 more. That's 20. And then their route map they have put out where they want to go. They're basically targeting all of the Northeast, the Southeast US, the Northeast, and Canada up on the East Coast.
Smart.
And then they're swinging themselves from the Turks and Caicos to Cayman.
Nice.
So I'm saying this because that's what the airline is doing. The government has come out and said recently that they're targeting the luxury market, not mass tourism.
Which is
So
direct competition with what we're doing. And they are a BOTC as well.
And how they are doing it, they're going to do it. They're going to. Remember I said there was never anyone I don't think could emulate what we did here for the last 50, 60 years.
But they're generating their revenue from the same
here we
sources.
Have it. Here we have it. And guess what? They're going to do it better than us. Because they learned from us.
Yes.
So the Department of Tourism, Minister of Tourism, Cayman Islands government, financial people, the Cayman Airways management. Here you have. There you go. An airline that just came out about, I think, was in 2020. And it's already said, here, this is what we want to do. We want to basically do what we have done here with Cayman Airways. Have that most critical link to the outside world, where you don't have to rely on who, what, when, or where.
Right.
You can say, plane need to go up. We got enough diesel, plane fuel, aviation fuel, or planes can go and do what they want. And look where they are. So that's the direct competition, and there we have it.
And
someone
remember,
that can emulate and do what we can better. And remember now, we have so much here to fix. Okay? Just think about that. Just keep saying, go there and learn about the public transport system, because they have all that up over us.
But remember, they look at us too.
Using cars.
They look at us too, and I can see them with that taking a bird's eye view and see some of the mistakes that we have made.
We made,
and
that's what I'm
they
saying.
are doing it,
doing it better. They're going to emulate us and shock the frig out of us, and we're not going to even. And I don't think Department of Tourism knew that this was coming.
But do you realize? Even though it wasn't that it wasn't there, I was thinking Caribbean, but it doesn't take away from the fact that their model is just like ours. Tourism, financial sector. Yeah. Oh, wow.
But they're going to
British
do it.
Overseas Territory Jurisdiction.
Yeah, and they're going to do it and emulate it, and we're going to be shocked when they do it. And I hope the powers to be, I hope this gets up to their ears, because they need to listen, because it is real, and that's what it is. And I don't know how much more to say to people that, yeah, there's your direct competition.
Well, I'm going to definitely look a little bit more into that to see the pros and cons and how they are going to blossom, because, you know, we do have friends and partners down in Bermuda, and we can look and take a closer look at that and just see exactly what they're doing. I know that they are in close connects. Why not? They're our brothers and sisters. They are British Overseas Territories. And like I said, they are just like us. They make their revenue from the financial services and tourism, just like ours, like the key pillars
they'll do theirs differently.
Yeah.
They will make both of them be on par. So that if one was to falter at any time and not be able to hold its own, the next one could be able to do so, hopefully.
Wow. Interesting.
I tell you.
But we can look at this. We can look at this closer.
It is a wake-up call.
No.
We have to.
Yeah. That's definitely what I'll be looking into.
I'm sending you 4 sunset pictures.
Yeah.
Real quick.
All right.
And This sunset is beautiful. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll close
my
with that
God.
for this evening, my love.
Yes, ma'am. You have a blessed
Yes, you
weekend.
too.
Stay safe. And we'll talk next
Likewise.
week. God
All right, my
willing.
love. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it. We have come to the end of another. These are gorgeous. Oh, beautiful. We've come to another end of today's this week's episode of Sabrina Speaks right here. And this is why I love my little friends and followers in Sabrina Speaks family. I'm grabbing 2 of these images here. That's one. And beautiful sunset as we say goodbye here for this week on Sabrina Speaks. And did I double it? Did I do that twice? Yes, I did. Let me get this for you. You see that comment that Damian Henry has on the thing? I'm getting to you, my love. There we go. These are beautiful pictures. Thank you for sharing them. Damian is saying, my facial expressions will tell them what time it is. I have no time to be playing games with fake people. I will be polite and professional when needed to, but other than that, I will just stay in my little lane and keep watching my rear view mirror and focus on the road ahead. Good for you. Well, some people accuse me my face is always in reverse. Hey, but the older I get, I really don't even apologize. I have a horrible resting biatch face is what they get called. Said I'm always angry looking. But again, for those who know me, don't be fooled by that because I would give you the shirt off of my back. That's just how I am. But who cares? Who cares anymore? Trust me, the older you get, these things don't even matter. Andrew says, Cuba is out of the picture. Jamaica is holding, but the challenges. So yes, Bermuda is a real emerging destination. Funny enough that I used that jurisdiction at the end, but I was just looking at where it was geographically located, even though it's still a part of the Caribbean. I was looking at their temperatures really getting cold and for us here in the Caribbean. But yeah, we are going to look closer into that, Andrew, for sure. Here are some of the beautiful sunsets out of Northwest Point for this evening. Thanks, our good content creator in view here for the Cayman Islands. Beautiful sunset here this evening. And look at this other beautiful image. That's when it was a little higher up. And look at that one as it fades. Thank you so much for sharing these spectacular images. Makes you even that much more happy and proud to call Cayman our home when you can go out there and see the wonders of nature and what God has bestowed upon us. It just makes you feel so happy and proud to call the Cayman Islands our home. It has been my pleasure bringing you another episode of Sabrina Speaks. It has been a fabulous week. And I must tell you that I really, I really appreciate all of the feedback, all of the contributions, and I see you guys just getting into the swing of things. I let you know that you are definitely the foundation of this space. It's you who keeps it ticking. And I've got a WhatsApper that's sending me saying, listen to The Older I Get by Alan Jackson. You got that right, my friend. You are right. That's it. I got to say adieu. I will say good evening, good morning to those of you in another time zone. And I'm looking forward to continuing this discussion because we had that section that we're saying about those persons, surface level, are they supporting you or not? Maybe we can do a little extension on that one day out of next week. But I look forward for another engaging, informative, exciting episodes of next week. I'll be here all next week with you. But more than likely, I'll skedaddle for a few days the week after. But don't worry, I won't leave you high and dry. You will not have both of us out of office at the same time. I can assure you that one of us will be here when the other one is out for sure. Please be safe on the roads to our ladies and gentlemen in uniform, all of our frontline workers. Thank you for your service and all that you do. And we appreciate and love you, and for the families who make the sacrifices and support you for going into danger when a lot of us run from it. Our thoughts, our hearts go out to you as well for sharing your loved ones with us. So that ends it. Good evening. Good night. Love you lots. Until Monday. Good night. Sabrina Speaks is out.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, Cayman, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.